All right. I had a long discussion with friends this past weekend about what's happening in Canada right now. First time buyers are older than ever, and birth rates are plummeting. Isn't it time we asked, are these two things connected? And is our housing gap turning Canada into a family desert? Here's some important stats to set the stage. Statistics Canada data shows that nearly half, 47% of first time buyers over the past 18 months were aged 25 to 34, meaning many are well into their mid 30s before they get to the home buying starting line. Other sources quote the average first timer buys at age 36, as savings for a down payment takes 5 to 10 years. Meanwhile, adult children born in the 1990s had only a 15% home ownership rate by the age 31 in 2021 if their parents didn't own property. Intergenerational wealth matters, and most millennials lack it, according to the Macdonald-Laurier Institute. Canada's fertility rate dropped to a record low of 1.33 children per woman, placing us in the lowest low fertility club. An Angus Reid survey found that half of adults who want kids have delayed them longer than they wanted. And that rises to 74% among those aged 35 to 44, with 31% citing housing affordability as the culprit. Ipsos polling backs it up. Most Canadians having fewer kids than they'd like because raising them is too expensive. Housing prominently included in the expense category. So, what's the main cause of delay in having children? Sky high home prices and tight affordability. Since 2002, home prices jumped up to 337% in many cities, and by late 2023, affordability was at its worst since 1982. Homes now cost over 9 times average household income. Rents are soaring too, with vacancy rates near historic lows. Young Canadians burn cash on rent, eroding both credit and savings. Student debt and living costs, millennials wrestle with $20,000 plus in non-mortgage debt, delaying big moves in life, including home ownership and family planning. Imagine Tara and Dev, both in their late 30s, juggling good careers and debt, but still saving. They're finally ready to buy, but the houses they could afford feel tiny compared to expectations. Starting a family before securing shelter feels risky, so they freeze. Career focus, more savings, kids become maybe later. They're not alone. Angus Reid's data shows many are waiting longer than planned, especially when rent gobbles their savings pot. Folks, here's the blunt truth. We're watching Canadians defer their life, partnering, parenting, homeowning, because the economics say no. That's not just money talk, it's societal disorder. When we push family formation to the late 30s, fertility dips. By the time the finances align, fertile years fade. That record low fertility rate, this is more than timing. It's a structural barrier. Is Canada turning into a moratorium on life decisions? Mortgage stress tests, endless rent, delayed down payments, they're not obstacles, they're life blockers. Economic theory and data supports it. In Canada, high housing costs delay age at first birth and reduce total fertility, particularly among renters. You delay buying because you're saving. You delay kids because there's no stable home. You end up with both pushed beyond biological and psychological readiness. And voila, declining birth rate that immigration can't fix. So, what needs to happen? We need to build attainable entry level and family friendly homes, vibrant urban units priced for 25 to 35-year-olds, not investors. Financial tools targeted at young families, down payment assistance, incentives tied to family formation, bridging tools beyond the RSP and the first home savings account. We need to normalize discussions. Couples shouldn't see saving and having kids as serial or competing, but complementary goals. Financial planning must talk parenthood too. If this hits home, drop a comment. Share with someone who's delayed kids or a home due to the math. Let's confront this before it becomes embedded as a generational friction. Smash that like, share on your feed, tag a friend torn between diapers and down payment. This is a bigger issue than just real estate. It's Canada's future, families, growth, communities. So there it is, a heated dose of economic reality spiked with facts and grounded in data from a mortgage broker who's seen the delay equation firsthand. If Canadian couples continue to be told, just save more and wait longer, we will rewrite demographics and not in a good way. See you next time.